run through last class and let's do a review on last class. So last class we ventured into product strategy and analytics. Product strategy and analytics are stretchy, is long. That's different aspect of it. And one of the most important will be creating customer personas and likewise creating marketing analysis. Last class we ventured into the beginning. We went into the beginning, which is what product strategy was. We mentioned it is a defined method of what to be achieved and how to go about it. So how do you define what to be achieved, how to go about this, how to define how you want your product information to be conveyed. And we all know how important customers have to the life cycle of a product, be it a business product or a product feature. So if there is nobody using something you created, what is the essence of that? So most likely you wasted time, resources, and manpower. And resources in this aspect, will be money, right? Apart from every other tool you've used and acquired by that period of time. Likewise, if you launch a product that nobody is buying or is not even, but let me go through the launching stage. I don't want to use introduction stage. Introduction stage can be stretchy, like 4 months or thereabout, or 1 year. But in launching stage, there was the use of spending that time creating a team, managing the team, managing the business to create such. You've wasted that a whole lot of time. There are companies that start. I've mentioned about companies that start launch a product before the PM is invited, right? There's also companies that launch products, introduce products, or reintroduce a product without the PM doing their jobs, which is product strategy. So you want to know how to achieve everything you know, but how to achieve that realistically is the major point of product strategy. So last week we spoke about that, and we spoke about the elements of product strategy, which is foundation, market, and imperatives. So other foundation, we talk about the important things like vision. I also mentioned, I'm saying this, I'm reiterating this because that's a point in positioning. We'll have to talk about vision again. So vision is important. You don't want to, nobody will start anything without a goal in mind or a vision in mind. Even when you don't have a clear vision, at least you have a starting point and you have something to achieve. So I mentioned about Autotech. They wanted to sell cars for dealers to customers, trying to understand the people customers are from GG, which is not having the right cars, not having an inspected cars for them, or a mechanical inspected cars for them, and having to waste productive time, resources, or finances getting to an environment and realizing that the car displayed was not what they wanted. But at the same time, dealers are okay because they have nobody coming between them and the customers. Customers contact them directly. If you have done any transaction on GG, you know very well that you cannot chat up or call up the seller directly. So you call them up and you meet them and have your transaction. GG has interfering in that transaction. At the end of the day, your visit to the site is enough, and the solution of the dealer or the seller is enough for GG, right? So dealer liked that aspect, and it became a pay point from AutoCheck. They couldn't really understand the products AutoCheck was bringing on board because they couldn't really understand how important it would be to them. AutoCheck is creating a culture. They've created a culture, but it will take a whole lot of time for that culture to be harnessed or to be appreciated. So it is to also make, because dealer to say, I want to import good cars. So for one of the inspection, one of the major inspection for a major car inspection is to check car history. So some customers do due diligence, and if you've been on GG for a while, sometimes when you have customers, sometimes when you have dealer for the chassis number or VIN number of your car, you hear things like, come down and check, I want to know if you are serious. That could swing both ways, because I'm not serious to the dealer because I checked the car VIN and I realize that's not what I'm searching for, right? That I come down physically and I see the same thing I want to see. It does not matter that I'm serious to the dealer, because I came and I wasted his time. So, but for AutoCheck, they check the car if the car is accident free, or the extent or the intent or the accident on the car. So you are seeing a report on the website. I think we should do a research on AutoCheck. Yeah, I think it's time we do that. So we are seeing a report on website. You can see accidented and being clearly repaired or well repaired. You see dotted lines or dotted or scratches around car body, right? You might see tear on dashboard and the rest. Give me. Okay, so and right, so already you have an inclination, or you already know the extent of what damages has been on the car, or if the car is good. So like for instance, a car can be very expensive. A Venza 2011 will go for 6.5 to 8 million in the market, or no, 6.5 to about 7.2 in the market. So and you can at the same time you get a Venza 13 for that 7.2, 7.5 to 9 million in market. But a dealer, or like on GG, where a dealer will display a car for 8 million 2011, and my first assumption will be that the car is not accidented or prison clean. But when you get there, you realize the car is accidented. AutoCheck will have to regulate that, would have regulated that, and let the customer and dealer know that your car is expensive for this amount, because it's not accident free, right? So all of these are pay points that AutoCheck came on board to do. But at the same time, so they had a vision, they had a starting goal, they have what they had in mind. But when they got into the market and they got into and they launched and they introduced the products to their real customers, they realized that the market in Nigeria is crazy and it's different. So I, as a customer, I want to have my cake and eat it at the same time, right? I want to have good cars for cheaper price. I want to have good cars. I want to have good cars without interference from AutoCheck, because from a customer point of view, I'm thinking I could have gotten this vehicle for 15 million naira, but now I'm paying 16 million naira because a company is involved. And dealer on the other hand will tell you, you know the car is good. They've checked customs, right? Customs is okay. Come and buy it, or I'll give you 15 million naira if you forget about AutoCheck. Just give me cash now, right? And that's a whole lot for AutoCheck, right? So the next, at that point in time, they knew they were heading to being an average, and their goal point was to be the #1 car stop or #1 automobile stop in Africa. the next one is to check what is the next business aspect. And this is where it's not as if they just woke up and said customer feedback said financing. No, customer feedback said financing. Oh, can I get a car for financing? Yes. Inside the department on that, and they were working on it. They're working on building relationship with their finance partners and all. And at the point in time, they never thought that financing product would be something better. But because we have the BI teams and we have the product managers, which could analyze the market, check the position, and check the strategy, and say if you can position this one, you'll get the centerpiece for the market. And another product was created. So that's this basics and reason why you have to have your vision, you have to have your business model and your product positioning. For those in stage 3, you can see your stage 4 assignment have been dropped this evening or this afternoon. And it's a business model assignment, right? For those that are yet to get there by today, all of you should answer. Please, if you are still in stage 2, let's resolve our problem on the channel and let's see how to move everybody to stage 3 today. And to move to stage 4. You might be thinking in your mind, why can't I just move you on to stage 3? I won't be doing you a favor if I just move you across the stages. No. I want, like I said last week, I want us to feel some of an experience. So it's not just about learning and realizing that the market or the industry is different from what you learned theoretically. I want a situation whereby you could say, oh, I went through KodeCamp and I feel I had work experience, not just learning experience. So please endeavor to do your assignment. If you have challenges, let me know and come up to me. I'll give you a reply. I'll help you out. And when I feel like the reply has been answered, I'll lead you back to that reply so you can help yourself and understand what to do. So we also spoke about business model, and that's under foundation. So remember the element for positioning, the element for product strategy is market, is foundation market imperative. So other market, which we dealt on last week, we spoke about vision and business model. So we ended our class on business model with an introduction to product positioning. So on that foundation, these are the vision and everything. So this class, today we'll be talking more about product positioning. So I will be able to lay to the next subtopic, which will be markets under product strategy, and that is concerning our personal and the next segment on computer analysis. So like I said, this is very, very important as PMs need to understand this. And remember you have the work of almost the CEO. In fact, you manage the CEO, you manage the business, you manage almost every aspect of the business. Or your dashboard, trying to understand how well to place this and how well to manage all. And that's why I keep saying, as PM, check through this class. Even though you feel this does not concern, you just read through, skim through, just to have an idea of what's happening. The space on your environment. So I'm not using the channel to be just product management track, but on every aspect. So you want to know what this and this is doing, what the designers is doing, what the front end could be doing. They need to put so much energy in it, but just have an idea of where they have currently, what they drop on random, general, and the rest. So so this launch us to today's class. Okay, let's talk a little bit about business model. So like I said last class, it helps you to understand the customer problem. Customer is very important. We are dealing with products, we are managing products, be it the product features or the main product. At the same time, you know you are making it for somebody, either a user or a customer. As far as family, that is everything you've done is your customer. So going to today's class on, so I spoke about business model. I spoke about it helping you to understand the customer problem and how your products, not how to solve. Now we're talking about how to solve this, how to understand this, but how your products is set to solve them. So you've already thought of how to solve them. Now you're talking about how do you position your product to solve them. Then a bad omen will be that you have a product that can create solution to a customer, but because the customer does not have the right information, or because the product will not position well to the customer or to your target customer, the customer does not get to experience that product. So you've seen, okay, let's use a number, let's come to a better primary page, Instagram. Have you gone on some pages and you are thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, how come I'm just finding out this page? This is what I need for my wish. Probably a page on HR, a page on finances, or a page for just comedy or comic relief. I just like you just talk to yourself, or you talk to yourself, or just type out like, how come I'm just finding out this page today? This page will have helped me. Or how come I'm just seeing this post today? This post could have helped me last week, last month, last year, right? I've seen so many people comment on such like, I wish I had this idea, I had this advice. I saw this post last year. It can help me sort out my problem at that point in time. Now, you don't want your customer saying that about your products. You don't want your customer saying, I wish I knew about this product. And you're like, what happened? I never knew you existed. Like, this would have been my, you see, okay, have a physical store, or maybe you attend to customer face. You say customer say, oh my goodness, I didn't have this information rightly. And sometimes you'll have to question like, where are you guys having your Harvard? Where are you pushing out your Harvard? Why am I not getting that? So at this point, as PMs, you don't want that situation. I mean, as you don't want, like, out of 100 customers, you don't want 99% same thing. You want a situation whereby you can position your product so well and understand it so well. And if you don't have your document complete, in methodology, we'll talk more about this. We have to have the right basis or the foundation complete. How will you help us? So if you don't have the business vision and you don't have a product vision, you don't have your business model, you don't have you don't have a product positioning strategy. How do you reach out to the right customer? How do you keep your product on shelf for a longer period of time, of 12 years? So we spoke about the business model being the framework on how a company creates value. But for a primary point of view, I'll say business model is just the documents you write to give an internal information to help the internal process and process it to internal information. So you have an internal process, you understand the internal process, and all this process is being summarized into an external information or communicating to the customer. So moving on to our class today, we're still on foundation. We're still on foundation around the third element of foundation, which is product positioning. So I said here that it helps you define the product fit in the market space. So this is like the introduction with the last class. And it is used to capture mission, tagline, customer market category, and competitor challenges. So when I mentioned competitor challenges I mentioned GG and AutoCheck. We all knew that competitor challenges were that customer pain points, or that they can't get to the car and not find the value or the quality they were hoping to get, and they get disappointed, right? Because there was nothing to regulate the products with them, right? So now also we talked about product positioning helping with product differentiation and customer and branding. One thing is important: never close your eyes to your competitors. Never ever do that. You want to know what your competitors are up on, what they are going on with, and you also want to know what is the new market trend for your products, right? And this will help you know how different from others and how to position it well, that your customer can get it and realize, okay, this product is different. Or let's say the taste of Coca-Cola. Okay, that's the best example. Taste of Coca-Cola can never be met. I don't know. Let me not use the word never, ever, or never, because probably in the next 100 years or next 50 years we'll have something. But for now, Coca-Cola taste is different. It's so different. Even when people try to trick that taste to taste like gas, they landed with a lawsuit, right? So they had a lot of battery for it. But you can't just get that Coca-Cola taste. You can only have alternative. But as a customer of Coca-Cola, you know very well Coca-Cola is different from Pepsi, from any other brand out there, or any other brand out there. So where positioning help you to support the market strategy and the brand storytelling and other marketing modes. But let me tell you on this. As PM, you work with your product marketing manager. So you have to be in touch with marketing manager, in touch with the engineering team, touch with the data analytics team, and understand data analytics too. In touch with the business, also not mind the stakeholders and all. But at this point, this month is me talking about how you work closely with the product manager, the product marketing manager, the marketing manager. Just them saying your product is this, when your product is meant to be that. So here's a template of what product positioning should look like, right? You have the vision, so the idea part for your product, and this is from food.com. So the idea part for your product, how it solve the problem, right? You want to understand the mission, which is how it achieves that vision. The market category, which helps you market parameters for your product and all. Then you want to know the positive and negative side, which is the pros and cons. So how are you better than or worse than your competitor? I think we should just lay it here that product positioning is understanding your SWOT and working on it diligently. So at the same time, you also know the customer pay points. We've talked about customer pay points. So please, in case you are lost, go to our slide, probably lesson 3 or lesson 5. All of them should have that. Then from lesson 3 to lesson 5, talk about customer segments, customer pay point, product experience, and the rest. So you want to know about the customer pay point, major one, number 1, the customer pay point, major one, number 2, and number 3. Or I mean, no matter, this should tell you how many pay points you might have. Just want to put it there. That are very important. So remember, from assumption mapping, we know what is important and known, and important and unknown. These are the 2 quadrants that should be more important to you, right? So you want to put pay point that you want to be seeing on your dashboard every morning when you wake up. Okay, this is my product. As can you see the way it is? It's a document, but at the same time, it can be digitalized. So you have it on your dashboard. You want to go back and say, you have my product positioning for this product feature, for this product we created. And you check, this was the feature we achieved. And what's about Jira? We're coming back. I'm going to introduce Jira over time. We'll get to methodologies and all. Is that you can always click on to say, have you achieved this? Yes or no? Have you completed this mission? Yes or no? Is there any for integration and everything? So you want to have your document. You want to have it documented rightly, so you can measure yourself accurately. So I use 2 words, 2 or 4 keywords here, documented rightly for measuring accurately. So what is product positioning to you? Apart from you trying to make it fit into the marketplace and what to do. One thing about product positioning, like using auto check again as an example, is it helps you understand alternative solutions to your product. So if this product is not going to work as you thought it would at the point of product ideation, then what are the alternative solutions? Also understand the customer behavior. I began to say recently, the customer wants you to, the customer doesn't like you, so advise them, right? So let's assume a customer wants a car, and you say, okay, I want a Toyota Camry 2013. You have a personal model, right? So you give them 2014, 12 for the same price. They want to go with 2014 or thereabouts. Then they'll give another feature. Oh, I want it to be SLE, that extreme or extra limited edition, or I want it to be a sport edition. and you like, just because you get them in 2014. So in their minds of mind, they are feeling, if you can give me 2014 for 6.8 million naira, and my budget was 7 million naira, then I should get 2013 a more better feature. But what they don't understand is that you could bring them a 2014 that is limited edition. So it's just basic. It has nothing, no feature. But just a better year, probably better body shape, probably a light shape or thereabouts. Right? And that's just my knowledge. I just want to understand that customer doesn't want to give them one particular vehicle. They want you to, or one particular product, they want to give them alternative. So they want to have the thought process that they have the power of choice. And they are the one choosing what they want for you. So best thing is to just give them more than one. So product positioning will also help you to understand what other alternative you can create through your products. About competitors. So you can see in the market today, you see, also help you to tame your product, your competitors. In the market today, we have you have some brands like, there are some brands that have some companies that have the same products with different brand name, right? If you can remember any, please drop in the chat box. My mind has escaped some. And okay, Techno, Infinix, Techno and Infinix, they are the one in the market like that too. So Techno is creating kind of the way which I mentioned before. And the first reaction to Techno is at the point where it became very serious products and they had better address system, operating device system we need. Everybody else said like, no, Chinko, now that I had television inside it before, but I don't want it. Before I was say it's Chinko. They came out with Infinix. Everybody felt prepared to trust Infinix in terms of how long is expensive. And Techno is because you just want to buy something. Like I use 3 SIMs or 2 SIMs, or you also have your attention that is not clear on your device. So I think okay. So the next thing you have to do was to create Infinix. Infinix and Techno is owned by a company, by the same company, right? But over time, after Infinix, everybody realized that there's some features in Infinix you can see in Techno, and they were able to push, they had to change. So product position also talk about product perception. So they able to where customer perceive Techno products by the Campo series, right? So today, everybody again. You see that camera enable cheaper camera enabled phone, and it has changed our perception. We just had an history of what it used to be at a point in time. Moving on. So I used this word before when I was talking about business models. I'm going to use it again for product positioning, saying that it can be an internal document that informs the external communication. So you see the vision already, right? You already know your vision. So now, are you communicating this vision to your customers? Are you telling them about your product vision? You have a business vision. So always put in mind, anytime you see vision, yeah, vision. The business vision is one, which is overall vision, and your product vision is differently, right? Yeah, similarities of them, so don't get confused, but there are unique definitions to each of them. So you already have a product vision. This is a product vision. So ID part for your product and how you can solve. You want to make that information to your customer. How you get this information to your customer? What are you saying KodeCamp is to your customer? What are you saying AutoCheck is to your customer? What are you saying Amazon is to your customer? What are you saying Jumia is to your customer? Right? So that's where you see your one-stop shop. Everywhere you go, MTN. These are business option, but at the same time, they are services. They are the product services provider. Service vision. So the customer already have an idea that what I'm looking for to move by 360 degree automobile solution, I'm calling onto auto check, right? And I want a network that goes everywhere, I'm calling onto MTN. MTN has other sub-products under them, and for every business solution they create, business vision it can relate with. So when I'm looking for a phone with good camera, with everything involved, everything to answer my lifestyle, I'm going for iPhone. And an alternative could be Samsung. The reason why you want alternative Samsung is being used, right? So you want to check your mission. That this can your process and your goal achieve your vision. Now, how do you communicate this to your customer, telling them that you're ready, you're on board, you there for them, you are going nowhere, you are here, no need to transfer because you are here for them. How do you tell them this? Then your market category. Then how do you look forward to the customers you want and prepare your products to that niche, that environment? Tell your customer this is where we are. So okay, we make phones in telecommunication industry. We sell cars in the auto technology industry or tech automobile industry. So you also need to give yourself, identify your niche and let the customer know. Once let the customer knows where they can find you or where of landing page. Landing page is actually the KodeCamp website for your assignment. It's where the customer can always refer back to you. So for KodeCamp, we all do like an e-platform, e-learning platform. So already have a niche. So when I'm talking at the customer, I'm explaining KodeCamp to somebody. And like, what is KodeCamp all about? Oh, sorry, it's an e-learning platform. On e-learning platform. That's already does it. That is the market category for this product, right? So what are the advantages and disadvantages? What are your strengths and weakness? That as comparing to your at the same time, you want to know if you truly know the customer pain point. So you have this your product addition after your product launching and your introduction phase. You want to go back to this and say, what I thought are the product pain point, was it truly it? Let me tell you how unique I've seen Sovereign being. So I've seen Sovereign that went back to KodeCamp as a product and addition stage, which is awesome, which is what the assignment was all about. I said that I saw surveys that were tweaked towards main pain points of customers, just to find out the pain points of users. They are awesome too. To know if your survey at this point time, whereby you want to know if the customer will accept your product, and you want them to tell you what you think their problem is. Then now that they experience your products, to talk about product experience and how you want to know if what your customer says is true. When I talk about Uber and everything, so you want to check if the pain point now they are giving back to you as a feedback is what you actually thought it was, or it has magnified. So probably you knew the pain point was 6, but you didn't know the intent of how it is. That's why in our social mapping, we put it under important but unknown. So it's first important, we idea what it is to be, but we don't know the extent, that's unknown of it, right? So if your assignment does not have an social mapping, please go back and help us out with it. Moving on in class, please. So I've said this, that it depends on the product, on how to communicate to the customer, which is why I went back to templates to explain to us on this. So one thing, the outcome of product positioning is an internal document that informs external messaging. How you communicate your product benefit to customer, and product positioning will help you ground to be able to stand or make grounds with marketing efforts and give you the real value beyond your features and functionalities. Right? The way you inform your customer, the way the marketing, you inform the marketing team and you're able to strategize information to the customer will help you realize your value. So because customers experiments well, right? They might even use a product for things they they create more features to answer to those needs they've created. So sometimes when innovation is being brought up, you're creating a need in the market. Like nobody knew, the banks knew, brand new financing was interesting, and they had HNI clients for that, right? So most clients want to get brand new cars for their directors, for their personal use, CEOs, and everything. But they didn't know how to do car financing for foreign use vehicles that will answer to the need of companies that feels they don't have the budget or for a brand new car for all their staffs. That also check and answer that question and giving them and open their eyes to see that whoa, there's a need for this. So the customer the HNI customer you have that will buy Lamborghini for himself, Toyota Camry can be brand new, who have bought two for their directors and try to see if a staff will answer to other customers. Could now buy two Camry and 9 foreign use, 6 to 7 or 10. Now you have more money, more I don't know this word range, but more customers you are answering. And then now your HNI clients, then it also helps with new market segmentation. So you already have the customer segmentation when you are doing when the banks were just doing brand new vehicles. But now with different use financing, which Autotech has solved for them, they can reach other new customers and other customer segmentation they want. Mind you, may I say at this point in time, customer segmentation is important for you to keep in mind. Always check on it. Always allow your products to your customer segmentation. So, like I said, let's use Uber as an example. Uber started with the customer target or customer segmentation of people in urban areas. Today, they have people in the rural areas who have on need Uber. And majorly, with the new dimension of COVID and what that's caused, which is remote working, people are beginning to leave the urban areas to rest for peace, security, and less noise, especially the security center, less noise, just because they can have the safe space they want. They're tired of the noise of the city, right? They could come to the city just for business and for other things, but creating a home will be somewhere in the rural area. Now, Uber needs to answer to that need. Uber needs to reach out to those people. So if they're not positioned products well and they don't come back to the world of customer segmentation, they have a blind side to their market. And if Castify do not boots and come on board to answer to that need, the Uber will be kicked out. Right? So is quite very important. Having that digitalizing your products documentation on that, having that checking on it and see if you answered, if you have moved on, you could create a new one for your integrated product and keep checking if you answered that. If what you thought is what it's doing and how to tweak the products to be better. So yeah, let's articulate the key benefits of products and the problem is solved is critical to the business success. So your ability to detail the benefits of your products and if the customer the solution they will get or the better or what they will get is critical. And it goes beyond, I'm saying it again, it goes beyond what you provide as reality. Product features never stop because you always have a need to create more features, more product features. And for that when as a product manager coming on board, most likely you'll be assigned to a feature, come on board to some customers on board. And right now we range from 500-300. We need your expertise and experience to know 1,000. people. And if you go back and say how to segment these customers well, what to build more, to achieve, when to make 1,001, 1,000 like a 1 unit for you. And because the company need to see that what they felt was overwhelming is nothing. And now they can expand more to accommodate 10,000 customers. And then I said that a company that does not have a good product positioning strategy and not have a good defined one is how to be shoot later on. Either because, like I said, they will have a plan side that a competitor will see and invest and will work on, or a new company will come off board to help us with. What are the ways to create product positioning strategy? Aside that, product positioning or product strategy actually warrants you and the product marketing manager working hand in hand. And these are important it is to work in team. So you need to make that your strength. You need to know, like I said, you need to go with activity. Can you use Slack as a channel? Oh, I don't understand Slack. Slack is channel. The word that's scattered. I can't. Like sometimes I felt like everywhere is just around me. I don't even understand what is happening. It's overwhelming to my eyes and everything. But as a product manager, put on your curiosity hat. Try to research on what to do, how to arrange just do with Slack. How do you design Slack? How do you design Slack to help you? And that's one thing. So we are product managers in the tech space. One thing is that we are digitally lazy. And we're traditionally lazy, not digitally lazy. So we want to find shortcuts to everything. And that's why you have to check on tools. All other good tools can I use to help out with this? This process is so long and taxing. It permits me to be woman available there. What can I do to make it better? Right? Can I push it to the narrative? What is out there? What is the new trend? What is the new software? What is the new gig? What can I create to make it better? And that is one thing. So creating product positioning strategy, you need to understand your customer. I can't say this enough. Customer is the power to the business. They are the boss. They are the main one. So even though you have to make them know what they want, make them answer to their need, or create a problem they don't even know exists, or create a need they don't know exists. Like no matter who will need iOS, who knows it will need Facebook or Instagram today. If these problems were not created for us, we won't know we need a social life, like beyond party or being a socialist. Just go online to just give and horror oneself or to share one's inner self with people. We met people who, let's use a movie. We have people who online are interesting. When you meet them physically, they are very, 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 very shy. But if there's no space or there's no problem space where they can share their gifts with the world, won't have known how wonderful, special they are within, right? So you want to understand the customer. Want to involve the customer. This is to involve the customer segment. I'm not going to go deep into this because we have a class for this for customer segments. So sorry, that is psychographic, geographic, behavioral, demographic. We can go back to class 3 to 5 and know where this fits in, right? So behavioral, you want to know how they behave, what they do, demographic and everything. Moving on from this, and understanding your customer will help you understand who you are targeting, where to find them, how to go about it, what channel should your product go about. Last class on Tuesday, we talked about how can go customers, right? She started with about from our brand story. So remember, product positioning, product side will help you with brand storytelling. How well do you sell your story to people? How well do you sell your products to people to understand better? So at the point of she starting, with just the idea of people can order from IG, have a landing page, which is Dank, even Dank.edge or Dank.com, I don't know. So Dank, and everybody can go on board to just buy and make their product. She later realized that our customers are way beyond just the website and logistic limitation or across the ocean limitation. So the next thing she could do was just to make it close to them. She could have lost customers if she didn't bring the products close to them. So, and that made her understand our distribution channeling, right? So this understanding your customer will make you understand your target market, make you understand who you are targeting, where to go to, what's the best way to reach out to them, what's the best way to get them, what's the best way to handle them. So they help you to use your personal profiles to inform your positioning strategies. We'll talk about personas next week. Also help you to further your team, and also help you to build empathy with your customer. Sellers understand what it means to build empathy with the page. Moving on, we have market research. You want to conduct market research, you want to know what marketing, what the market is all about, what niche you have, what other competitors doing. And before we think about unhealthy competition, that's what we call healthy competition, right? At the same time, you're trying to remain lion in the jungle, you're trying to remain the big boys around there. You want to be the one that they'll bam with, and you want to roll with at any time. So you want to know what your competitors are doing. So each time you do a competitors analysis, you want to can you hear me clearly? Put that in the chat if you can hear me clearly. So each time you do a competition analysis, okay. How about now? Can you hear me clearly, please? Let me know. Okay. Oh, that's great. Thank you. So I forgot I didn't use my hands free until now I caught myself. Yeah, thank you. So you want to know alternative your customer, you want to know the alternative your customer have. You want to know where they will go to if they don't come to you. You want to know what these people are doing to have them, and how can you have them to yourself. And even if you don't have all of them to yourself, you want to know how to gather or to glean more people to you. At the same time, so each time you do a computer analysis, don't see that. Okay, let me use this scenario. You know those those street people on the streets, whereby you are vibing with. I'm going to use the word vibing. You are vibing in inverted commas. You are vibing with Mama Taiwo. You're always buying your basic things from your little groceries from her, and she felt you are a customer. And one day, just probably you came around and Mama Taiwo was not around, or you're too tired to walk straight to her, and then you just bust out about Rebecca. The bread that Mama Taiwo is selling 600 naira, Baba Maker is selling for 500 naira. You backpack of what she's selling for 950. Baba Maker is selling for 700 naira. At the end of the day, you want to go to Baba Maker, and the day she will notice or find out, she'll give you this attitude. Now, this is not what we are saying. I'm not talking about that attitude, right? If Mama Taiwo is smart enough, she would have done a computer analysis to know what is it that Baba Maker is doing. Her human mind will say, oh, Baba Maker doesn't do medicine. But now all my customers, they carry for months. And before you know it, she's no longer head with a competitor, because she feels like he's doing this, he's doing that. And next thing she wants to do is make sure that he's not sending a product or product she sells, or aside and how they own a negative energy. No, that's not what you want to do. You understand that the market is large enough, and the population is enough for you to come on board. But at the same time, you want to know what alternatives they have and how it will help you. One thing about competitor analysis is it directly or indirectly makes you understand the value of your product, the weakness of your product, the strength of your product, and how to innovate your product. If AutoCheck has said, oh no, GG, you are nice, they will fail this fight, I will let people know that I'm better than you. They might not have the PT have today, they might not have the positioning they have today. So I remember at the early stage when I tell people, oh, this is what AutoCheck is all about. Then I was like GG. But today they know that AutoCheck is different from GG, right? So AutoCheck now has a voice brand that customer could relate with and could interpret with. So what are the ways for you to get your market research? You do surveys. Can you remember focus groups? I'm talking about people you have within your group. That customer feedback collation. Yeah. So please refer to that to get that, which is the lesson 7 or lesson 8 or thereabouts. So market research or computer analysis helps you to secrete the product's uniqueness, make you understand your product value, and you need to use this to relate to your customer. Also, you need to relate to your customer on how best you solve their problem and how well you understand their problem. Customer wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be heard, right? And by the time you come, you're making that information saying, we heard you, we know your pain. As a politician, we know your pain, they don't like, we'll give you light. Say, yeah, everybody will try to sweep to that solution provider than the one that said, oh, don't worry, I'll give you guys. Sorry. So you want to be the one the customer will move towards because you are the one with the solution to their problem. So now going back, I'm also doing market research, understanding your product and positioning. And to move back in too, and understanding your customer make you go through assessing your product. So now assessing your product SWOT analysis. Last class, one of the types of different was SWOT analysis. So we have the internal analysis, which is the PESTLE analysis, which are external factors and how they affect your business or your product, right? Like for example, for AutoCheck financing products, the government policy says that 3% of the salary earner income should be used to service a loan. So if they do anything less than that and the customer defaults, they don't have a case in the complaint. They don't have a case in the court of law, right? So product positioning helps you to understand the product strength through your SWOT analysis. You want to know your strengths as against your competitor's strengths. You want to know your weakness as against your competitor's weakness. You want to know the opportunity in there that your competitors have tapped into, and how to make sure, okay, let's assume, how to make sure that everybody is tapping into it and making it saturated, right? Then the opportunity that we are yet to see. So, and this is Yahoo and Yahoo, Google, Nokia with Android too. Doesn't mean Yahoo has sold to Google, Yahoo has sold to Google, or bought Google, buy Google or something. They would have gone down the way they were. Today, Yahoo is my storage plan. Just to store something, even though I know sometimes it could be hacked. Now for Nokia, if Nokia has not believed that we are loyal, that because they are in Nigeria, they have the market, we are used to them, we have a child experience with them, we are involved with them from 3310 to 53 something, so that one is white light. To the Symbian series and E-series and to Java phone, the Symbian series and E-series, and they had the out of the use because they were growing. Even though they know that we are not that loyal, because we want something better. I found that simply and Java, I knew for me as a customer, I was frustrated with having to load Facebook. So like for no matter how much seconds it was, when you like a comment, you load before you then refresh your page and come back and continue. I was always frustrated. So, and if they had seen, they've done their product positioning well, and they have done a good assessment to their products, they would have known that Android application was meant to be bought by them. But they made that mistake, and look at where they had to be, right? So you want to always do this. You want to know the threats you have or the threats you stand against. You want to know the threats you post against your computer. I want to know the threat they post against you. I want to know the threats around you that both of you might be blindsided to, right? So this is saying that don't put all your energy on your computers. Put your energy on your computers, put your energy on yourself, put your energy on other external factors. Keep looking. But where computers are looking at, we're not understanding, or you're not looking at, right? So, and assessing your product will help you know if your product is doing well. So it has been launched now. So you can see product positioning, not just about ideation stage, introduction stage, launch stage. If you remember what I said about PLC, that's product life cycle, I said management of this is important. It makes you understand, make you know how long your products can be kept on shelf, right? So now, product positioning is saying that I'm assessing your product positioning under product positioning is saying that if you assess your product very well, make you know if what you have created is doing well, if it's working well, and where or how you can do better. So let's assume Uber as, before we know them and with their normal framework or assumption mapping we have now, they have said, okay, let us do it for people in the rural area. So take products from from the villages to my 12 in Lagos, or villages to Kupa in Abuja, or major areas in Romania, in Port Harcourt. And if they started with that, they might not really get the market well, except they are able to do perishable goods. And that's on that business plan for logistics. I know somebody's on it already. I don't know if the market is already there. So whereby you're having fans that will handle these perishable goods and bring them in. But if they said they want to handle rural areas, they won't have sold well. If they haven't come to urban areas and they went to the mainland, where some people believe that trekking from Maryland, from Ikeja Mall to Egbeda is exercise, they won't get what they want, right? Or if they had come at the point whereby OPay, so we need to do an assignment on OPay because I saw something on their app to them like, oh, you guys are really, really, really good. So if they had come where, is it OPay? Yeah, OPay was the bike person. Is it OPay? Please don't know the bike company that came on board with bike. Okada, yeah, Okada. So if they had launched in the mainland area of Lagos where Okada too has launched, Uber might not get what they want because of traffic. Okada will strip them out, and the only reason why people might want Okada are the sensitive people with security. But we know how well Nigerians like going to environment and places late, and next they're looking for aeroplane that will carry them to their place, or alala that will disappear and appear to them to where they want to be at the same time, at the time they are meant to get there. So assessing your products will make you understand this, make you understand the better experience, make you know how to align the marketing information or the marketing messages to your product experience, right? Or the product experience is created. iPhone created an experience to us, and assess to Mercedes-Benz created an experience to us, and assess to us. Lamborghini, Rolls-Royce created an experience, and it has assessed the lifestyle of people. Yeah. So and this also helps customers. So assessing your products also help customers make better information, better informed decisions. So they already have in mind that, okay, there's some customers like me that are very lazy. I just have some complaints of some products in my mind. I know that answers to my needs. I'm not even trying to change them or research for better ones in the market. One of them is wind hand wash. wind, sanitizer. Once I just see wind in the market, I don't want to know what happened. Filter I'm picking, I'm going. Because I felt the answer to my need before. I have informed decisions about them, and I don't have the strength to start researching about another one. So these are things, these are benefits or advantages assessing your products to be. Now, so recall our memory, we spoke about how to create our product positioning strategy. Spoke about understanding the customer, which is important, the market research or researching the market, and also assessing our product. So the next thing we'll go into is creating or venture into the element of product positioning. So you can call it the building block or something you will build over time. Remember about your template, you have your template, you want to check if your vision has been aligned, is aligned to the user pain point. If what you assume was the user pain point is correct, right? So it's a block you are building a house, you're building a product, and you want to make sure that each time you are building this, it aligns to what the customer wants. It aligns to what you call your product vision. It aligns to the mission, and your process aligns to everything you've created. So what does the product positioning element include? Well, include the vision, the mission, the market category or market need, the tagline, the customer problem, and the brand voice or the brand importance, and the value or product precisions and company or your product precision also mean your value. So here is what we want to talk about here. So here we want to talk about vision. We're back to vision again. You define your overall direction where the product is headed. Just want to know that you can't start anything without having something in mind, a goal in mind. And you want to check every time if this vision you said you were starting with is what you can continue with. And that is the major example we gave for this class, auto check. So you want to check if your overall direction where you're headed to. And also sometimes when you create a business is not just about a one-way traffic, right? That's for businesses that are in tech, fast-paced environment, you get to know that for every quarter, there are different business segments the business is concentrating on, right? And if you are in that environment at the PM, it could be a whole lot of, oh my God, I don't know what I was saying. Last month, we're talking about how to make sure that the P2P segment of the business works. Now they're talking about how to make sure corporate. What is the corporate and B2B, right? But if you are in line with vision, business vision, and in line with your product vision, you know where they are headed to. You see it, you foresee it before the companies are saying, no, we're not doing this. It is your work to know. It is your work to have 10 eyes, seeing what is happening in the business. So by the time you realize what is headed, just reach there or tell them this is what is headed. But don't answer it the first quarter. By second quarter, you're coming back to say, okay, this aspect is working, right? So that's how important it is with product positioning element. So the next one you want to know is about your mission. What features am I creating? The features I'm creating in a tech space. The feature you are creating, do they make your vision a reality? Do they align with your vision? Then the market niche, right? What is market niche? What market category? I talked about tagline last class. So tagline is that keyword you want to be known with. So by the time I want to check, realize we position their products and understood their target, their customer segment and target market. They knew that tagline should be car loan. So at first they came away with car financing. Customers were wondering what is car financing. But over time they realized that using the word, it will answer to all layman and to everybody, even the rich people. So that okay, car loan is I want to buy a car on loan, on credit, and that's them, right? So you want to know what tagline should you use for your company, for your product. What slogan, what phrase, right? And customers relate with the company. So if you tell anybody what is auto check, say that company is to give loan, or is to give car loan, or loan. It's a tagline, loan, car loan. The tagline already attached auto check. Okay, what is KodeCamp? And that's learning space for free learning, tech learning courses. So free tech courses, learning has become your taglines attached to KodeCamp, right? Moving on this. So also brand voice. So tagline and slogans and everything they pick on. The brand voice or the attributes or the essence or the value they attach to your brand. So these are what to be known at, like I said, car loan, financing, characteristics, what they think your product is includes, right? So you also have a voice to the complaint. For auto check, it is blue and red, blue and yellow, yellow and blue. This blue in someone when a car dealer store at a banner, you didn't know before you get the auto check. Once you see yellow, you already know it's MTN. Yeah, I want to see glow. You're talking emoji, you already know it is. You know that it is glow that is talking, a green glow. So all these are brand voice, the attributes, the characteristics that people can see and identify your product or market. Or once you say, is it a horse or an eagle in front of a car? Even before you show the car front, you already know that this is RR. Somebody driving RR. Yeah, okay, we all know by the time RR. By the time people buy a car, I can't remember the particular car. By the time people were buying a particular car, not because they love the attributes or the functionalities of that car or the features of that car, but just because to tell people that I can afford this vehicle. And during that time, I think it was 2000, just before COVID, 2018, 19, thereabout, people will buy that vehicle. The vehicle just for the signature or what is it branding, should I call it? Just for the tag. Then put it on their own vehicle that they are driving and sell the vehicle to another dealer to sell it to a cheaper price because they don't want the functionality of that vehicle. They don't like the features of that vehicle. So that is a brand voice, right? And that is because the company were able to enhance the customer behavior and lifestyle and able to use that. So customer problem, want to understand very well user pain point. User pain point at the point user problem at the point of launching is going to be different from the user problem at the point of introduction, at the point of growth, maturity, and decline stage, right? Or pro extension. I saw so many people doing the assignments with hope of thought. So like I sometimes I read some assignment on PLC and I felt like walking through the mindset of the learner because we're like saying, God forbid, KodeCamp will not die into those things. So I will not use decline, I'll use product extension. I'm like, okay, good. So value, I just want to say I'm just saying that I feel they use that mindset, big faith mindset, which is awesome. So which make them begin to think beyond the client stage and start seeing beyond product extension. And one product that I've been there is Coca-Cola, which is awesome, right? So you also based on the day of value, your product value, how valuable are you guys? What is the differentiation between you and your competitors? What value are you creating that is unique to yourself and your product, right? So if today now, if you want noodles, the first thing anybody will tell you is Indomie, right? Because it's taking up putting pen in and the likes out there. So this is all about product positioning elements. Just as we have association mapping, and we have assertion statements. We also have product positioning statements. I am making something. Oh, okay. Okay. So I think this will help us to explain a little bit about product positioning. I don't have the slide up here. Statement. So for the statement there, statement. The framework for assumption have this example. It is for what user that, product that, solution, and the next one they have, which is not here, which is gonna have, is we'll know if this is true if people start using the product better than the competitors. So what is there at last? And therefore, assumption is named basically on go solution and go problem solution. So it's also on go and solution, right? So that's different. Just a little bit different. They're the same thing, but it's a little different. So I feel when you do assumption mapping point of prediction stage, or an assumption of what you think the customer wants, and the results of will give you a feedback if what you think customer wants is what they want. But product positioning is used while the product is not in market, right? Is that by checking your statement to see if the framework is what is right, and making sure that the product positioning statement is aligned to that. So those are copy and paste. So think about it. Product positioning statement will make you think better on what you've assumed, right? This is like real life. This is like result of what you have done. Assumption is actually you can play with it, assume, and make sure it's better. Right, so this is a statement from product positioning, which details the target audience description. So now everything is about understand customer, understand this. Now this one, the details the description, the product uniqueness, and information to customers. It's explain why customers should care about your product. So I waste my time for your product. Why should I care about your product? Why should I look past for your product? Why do I want to know about your product? Why are you putting your product in my face? And also help you to align the product team around the core information and build a product marketing plan. So after we are done with product strategy and analytics, we'll do product plan where we'll meet our PRD and move into product methodology. So a product statement will help you with all of this and help you with your product roadmap at the same time. So once you already know what your positioning is, you want to put that down in a defined statement. You want to be able to describe completely what you gathered as your target audience, what makes your product apart from every other person, and why customers should buy. How would this split revenue? I like money. So I keep talking about money with TMs. So example is for, let's say for what is called product positioning. As I position products. So I say for people who are interested in the technology space that need a learning experience in various tracks. KodeCamp is an e-learning platform. I love that. So I did that when I love it. Like it didn't limit the products. It didn't limit it to website and mobile help. So it's an e-learning platform. E-learning platform can come in various means. To be from we can use it with your mobile help, iOS, on Android, your landing page, website, or wherever you want to be. We just adjust because an e-learning platform, right? That is solved. So your solution that is solved by creation of different tracks with trainers, right? So people are on KodeCamp, they want to be in the tech space, they want to learn about it. their problem is to learn. They want to learn. I just want to learn. So I already have KodeCamp. It's an e-learning platform. That means I can create an e-learning platform now. I can create more features on that. Not a website. So I can use different means to align to that e-learning platform. Like today we are using Slack, but that will be our product better or our product feature better. They will be able to align more to it, so I can build more product features. So from this e-learning platform, I already know that there are other products that are coming up under this that will be created apart from the main product, which is tracks, which is courses, right? So I'll solve this by having trainers, by having mentors, and by creating the courses, right? So now I'm not talking about if I'm making revenue. I already talked about positioning. So, and because from what I have said about KodeCamp, sorry, I didn't put it down. For what I've said about this program, I've done 3 things. I made myself unique. Many other competitors out there have trainers. Some of them don't have mentors, right? Some of them have the courses. They have the courses, but they don't have the duration, the formal duration to break down a whole lot of things. Believe me when I say one of my major problems is actually trying to pull everything I know to everybody. So I felt just short, but I realized it was 4 months. That means I can take my time. For product strategy, I was thinking I can teach it in 1 lesson, but I realized I needed to expand it and stretch it. To be unfair of me, just say product planning is this and this and this, product position is this and this, and expect the learners to go and learn or to go and research on it. So now, this is the uniqueness of KodeCamp. They broken each part to get there for you to create an experience. And the mentors, the head mentors or the lead mentors mission is make sure that you are marketing. So we created we understand the need or the pain point of learners or of our user, created a solution to it. We already have our niche e-learning platform, but saying that we'll solve it by the benefits that are given to you, to trainers, mentors, and the courses. There are a lot to build on, and that's why PMs were on board. So impact is the same. So I think this explains better what product positioning is all about. So let me say a little bit about product experience in relating to product strategy or product. So we didn't know about, we talked about product experience, how do you experience it? But let's talk about product perception. So what I was talking about, what I was talking about you check it in this class, sending me a message. Okay. Why I was talking about techno. I spoke about how to speak. The point about techno launch different. So there's something different was our pay point. But it wasn't our pay point, it was not our major pay point, it was our feeling. Like just our fantasy. We were thinking, can I have a phone that has television in it? And people saying, yeah, I can give it to you. Even though it's not going to be clear, they will bid on it, right? We're thinking, can I have a phone that has 3 SIMs? Some coding 3 phones. And they say, yeah, I can give it to you. But because they rushed us with all those fantasies we had, we perceived it as Chinko, not original. So we didn't even say that at that point. I don't know what that was being perceived by users was China phone, like our brothers in Abba, like fake products. So even though it had everything, was like fake products like Banjo, that's that's cheap and lower quality. So that's what was perceived. But and that's a different product experience. So they had their customers, but they had the lower rank customer segmentation. Right? At that point in time, Techno wasn't what a product people will be proud to flip out. So even though you have Techno for the fling of it, at that point, you want to have a solid phone, like that people could see and say, okay, yeah, you know what you are doing, right? So the way your product is being perceived is important, and product positioning shapes that, how your product will be known in the market, what they'll say about it, and there are different factors that can affect it. Wait, did I delete a slide? Yes. Jeez. Okay. Oh, I jumped my slide. Oh, sorry. I just know I jumped my slide. So, plus, the way your product will be perceived about it, and how it should be known. So, we talk about the way your customer perceive your product will determine their behavior towards their behavior reaction to our product, and it might affect their product experience. Because I felt Techno banjo is low quality phone, cheap, and just for everybody, for all our fantasy. People really understand what Techno is and we don't want to fly, want to not want to have their brag on it. So making Techno not having a bragging right? But they were able to regain that through Infinix and later through the Cambo series. So you want to know, and one thing, and if you notice, if you look at it, we should do a little research on how Techno changed perception in markets, and they position their products first. And you see one thing is they spend heavily on adverts. So you use most time they spend heavily on adverts, and they one major point at that point in time was this camera. So iPhone a good camera, everybody was wondering, and iPhone at that point in time were holding back on what they could do. They know that they can do this at the time, but they're holding back, giving us in yearly by yearly with different new introduction of models. Say to Samsung, Camo just went the latest phone, latest model in town, and created that camera with a better quality. So, and everybody like, oh my goodness, what is it? So we need to do a research on how Techno changed their product positioning. I don't know, maybe I should give us that assignment alongside. So when they give us the next class, just tell them, right, that's it already. I don't know. I'll think about that, and but we need to really understand, do a little research on how did Techno changed the product perception, and a lot of areas contribute to. Again, your product position is very, very factor. It determines how a customer will perceive you. And when the customer perceive you, we determine their behavior or reaction towards your product, and to affect your product experience. Because created a good product experience, but because they don't see the value of it, they don't rate you. That is they don't rate you. They will not experience that product the way it was designed to be. Vivian, why are you lost? We are on product positioning strategy, and I'm talking about how it affects. I'm talking about analyzing the example I made with Techno. So to run through our types of product positioning strategy, I'll just talk a little bit about how product is perceived. So, and like I said, we need to do a little bit of research on what Techno has done. But for what I can see clearly, they did good on marketing and they did good on sales. So they're able to give us what we need, quality camera that point on marketing. They improve the technology. All those crank feedback on Techno was changed. They make sure they integrated a whole lot of third party with support and align with policy of telecommunications space at that time. So they were able to give us a cheaper phone still, but with the quality of camera we wanted. And before you know it, everybody is buying Techno. Everybody's having a feel for Techno. So I feel we'll have that we can do it. Right, so we can we'll do a research on how to change the positioning, position their products to us, and has changed their product perception, which has better or help the product experience. So if you have a lot of product experience, previous classes we had a class on complete product experience. So the class on its own, right? How your customer should experience your product and how you want to make them be. So you need to also understand that, like I'm saying, before I go into types of product positioning, You to understand that this point, getting this point right is important. Getting this point right is important, and place right is also important. So you can always update or upgrade your plans and products at the market, right? So there are different type of products positioning out there, and there are ways whereby you differentiate your products from your competitor. Can you hear me, please? I want to. So what are the ways for you to position your products well? Like I said again, positioning your product does not end with launching and introduction stage. It goes with every phase of it. The reason why you're trying to get your revenue back from the high estimation or high money spent on marketing, you still want to be able to know that the pricing units or the pricing slash you are giving on a product is not much. So the survey, the assignment was important for us to put pricing and price on in our survey to understand if people can pay for KodeCamp. Can you pay for KodeCamp? How much will you? Not how much you pay. I have a rate already in my mind. So within this private app, I am visualizing people with you. You see people that will lazily pick the lowest you put them. I see people that will really answer the question with a check on their mind. There are other ways for you to put your product positioning strategy out there, the price. So the way technology was going to reposition themselves, they started on marketing. They've done a whole lot of support integration, right? They've done a lot of on third-party integration. Same time, they understood the market. They realized that people want camera phones. At one time, Instagram was coming up, Facebook, so we wanted to put quality pictures out there. YouTube was there. Everybody just wanted to put quality videos out there, right? So they understood this is a problem, and if I can, if at that point in time, and why iPhone and Samsung as taking their customer segment and answer to a particular need of customer, they realized the largest set of people, so largest set of people were left unattended to pricing for iPhone. Remember the bizarre BlackBerry happened with people in school because they could not hand it. They wanted to have it in different mints, right? Everybody just wanted to be on BBM pin, and a whole lot of things happened with the BBM, with BlackBerry saga in Nigeria, right? As a PM, could line my product to answer to the needs of these people, and people are unattended to it. Actually shows that people's customer segment was different. If they're a lifestyle, or let me put a lifestyle, because it didn't last for a while. A better word for it. So something like you have a pond of fish and something just comes and started the flood was a particular area, like a wave. Then when everything died down, they went back to become normal. So that way has done to the industry at that point in time, or to the space at that point in time. Not check on this answer. BlackBerry is creating a lot of waves, and why my phone in lifetime, Samsung at the same time. But these three companies as actually segment a customer segment. and larger of them are being left aside. So if I could like reach out to these people with the mid-lower income, at the same time reach out to the people the iPhone has gotten. So if Techno has come in with the mindset of going after HNI clients, they might not have gotten those people because they already have a lifestyle they are used to, right? But because it could create camel series, and everybody felt like, okay, there's something camel isn't giving me right now. 5 at that point in time was not giving me, or my BlackBerry Z10 was not giving me at that point in time. So somebody doesn't mind using an iPhone and using a Techno phone, right? So they've done a whole lot with marketing and they've done a whole lot with price. So they made it affordable, right? But at the same time without reduction in quality. So they also understood the user, which I'm by Unity Exponential ID. They've done some segment targets and related the product to us. So they reintroduced their product to us, reposition their product to us for us to perceive it in a wonderful way. Quality, use the quality. Information about the product should be conveyed in regards to the product quality and luxury. Yeah, if you check, I'll send you some videos to the channel. If you check marketing strategy, then can you see my slide, please? Please, I need a feedback. Can you see my slide? Thank you. Thank you. So you also the user, you're able to put their customer segment in a good way and be able to eat home with us by repositioning. So I'm using Techno because Techno has done a whole lot of good. They've done well. Like whosoever was the PM, the product marketing manager, the team that really did the repositioning of products, they've done excellently well. And now I'm using them today as more of an example. They really did well with repositioning their products, helping us with product action. And as PMs, did it to understand what the at that time we all want camera that was good for Instagram, that is good for. They had a maybe the first thought their first thought was let's create another brand, which is Infinite. So people will see if it's serious, they will not lose money. I will not just but by the time position market, somebody else would so it's having all serious with the field but I said it's quite my cousin. So I'm is so the quality, and they didn't use on the quality, and at the same time they introduced also the quality. For every marketing they did, they are informing the customers what the quality of the phone is. the quality of the camera. Buy Camo series Techno. You can see this camera. I snapped this picture. It came out of the way the person is. Even better profile, better profound than what the background was and everything. Then the product type. So you want to be able to explain product type. You want to be able to navigate the product perception. So now I'm talking about product perception. I think I'll update my slides when I'm dropping this channel to and work on a little bit on product perception, because saying more of it, and I think there are a lot of core areas I would like us to have documented down, right? So you want to be able to navigate the product perception and by selecting alternative category of a product. So I mentioned about Techno now. They created an alternative category of their products, which is infinite for the customer to see. So and with that alternative category, they're able to reach out to new market segmentation or new customer segmentation. They're able to create another product that is slightly different from Techno. And like I said, at the point of repositioning of Techno, when it became successful, they didn't kill his own brand story progressing. At the same time, Techno has its own, so moving forward. So we also want to key on differentiation. If even though they are from the same company, Techno and Infinix are two different products, and their difference is clear. At the same time, they are different from, and it doesn't help. I don't know. They have Oppo with a month too, but when I say that I always camera is awesome, even though they have a backlash with couple products not being available to their new series or new model. Is there always trying away should be more than anything, but right now we don't know where they are. LG, don't know where LG is. That is ZTE and everything. So there are products there, but most time when people are going out for phones in Nigeria today, we're thinking between, if for budget rates, you're thinking between, for a tight budget, you're thinking between Infinix and Techno, right? Then Away is a stand up on its own. I don't think anybody is taking it in LG right now. Other phones out there that maybe for camera, good positioning of camera and everything. So Techno and Infinix, then iPhone and Samsung. So most likely these are what people are looking out. So then when you get in out there, then you start thinking of itel, Oppo and the rest. But I always like a standoff. So I always like, if I don't want iPhone and Samsung, I don't have money for iPhone and Samsung, I don't want Techno and Infinix, what other product can I use? Away. So Away is there, but at the same time now they have a backlash with Google products. We're still looking out on what they can do to come on board to make sure people accept them better. I hope they see their backlash with Google an interesting phase for them to create their own products. iPhone has done their own with iOS, BlackBerry did their own with BBM, and we hope they can do theirs too and make it interesting. Or they should answer their beef with Google and be fine. So other competitors, so they understood their competitor, they didn't kill Infinix too. They understood how well to use it to differentiate the product and also understand the customer pain point. Like I said, Techno really understood we needed good cameras at a cheaper price, and that was one key of the core feature they use in getting back their position in the market, right? Or positioning their products in the market. So this is a summary of saying product positioning strategy helps the product life cycle. I've said that before, helps how long the product will stay in the market, and determine how well the product can serve the customer. And in this point, I would say also make the customer make an informed decision about your product, how well they can feel your product, experience your product, brag about it, see value with it, and stay with it. At the same time, so PPS is product positioning strategy, should be inputted in your product plans and roadmap. Like I said, next week, after this class, it won't be next week, the next 2 weeks, we're talking more about product plans, PLDs, and the rest, and product roadmap. So thank you for coming to class today. If you have a question or two, let's have your end and let's have a class. Any question out them? They're not listening to stage 3 and stage 4. That's the internal problem. Any question relating to the class today, or and a research you did somewhere I'd like to share. Any hands out there? Hands and there. So we are all clear with what we have today. You don't talk, you don't use your mic, please drop your chats. Do you have a question? Do you have an experience you want to share? A product you are aware of and you want to share your experience? Okay. So what I have, other person have products. You want to share a product with us,